Hello, my name is Eva Stoltz and I'm going to talk about biofeedback and chronic fatigue. The system I use is called QXED from QX World in Hungary. And of course, you don't have to have a chronic fatigue situation to benefit from a biofeedback session. And the first time I have a client, I go over the system very thoroughly. So I try to identify where the stress is. I look at the nutritional status. Are there any deficiencies? What organs are the most stressed the most? Are there any emotions that are in imbalance? Are there any toxins, viruses, other types of parasites? And then I write a summary and send to the client after. So the client can work with him or herself to improve the health, because that is what we want. The technique is based on quantum physics, that everything is energy and vibrate with a specific frequency. And if we have a blockage of energy flow, then this blockage can cause disease in body and mind. So if we go back to the chronic fatigue, the childhood in a person's life is very important, because that's the first time we experience a lot of things. And if we don't have love and support from our parents or other adults around us, then we get very badly affected from it. Of course, we should not protect our children and protect them from all the evil in the world, but we have to help them to cope with the crisis they are going through, because you probably remember things from the childhood, because it's the first time you experience it, so you remember it. The first time you had an accident, maybe it wasn't very big, maybe you just fell and get some blood, a wound, but you remember it because it was first time. It was really scary for you. But hopefully you had a very caring parents that took care of you and helped you with that. And I used also Vedic astrology to look at my clients' charts, and then you can see often very easily how the childhood was. And if there are a lot of, if the client is affected by the childhood a lot, then I know that I have to go back to the memories from the childhood that we have in the brain, and the hippocampus, the amygdala, that deals with emotion, the limbic system, and the temporal lobe that deals with memories. So the insecurity that is created in the childhood, that may develop bad habits. We have this like insecure feeling, and feels a bit empty inside, so we want to fill it with something. We fill it with bad habits. We eat too much, we have maybe eat too much sugar, maybe we drink too much alcohol, or start smoking or taking drugs. So this, of course, creates a big imbalance in our system. And this often causes inflammation in our body. For example, you can get allergies, you can get skin rashes, that doesn't heal, because we should change our habits, but we don't. So the inflammation remains, because the inflammation is actually from the beginning a very good thing for the body. The body creates inflammation to heal. For example, if you smoke a cigarette, we start to cough the first time, because the body said, no, this is not good. I don't want smoke in my lungs, or I can't take up the oxygen, and this is damaging for the cells. But if we continue smoking, then the body wants to heal this, so it creates an inflammation. and mucus. So if you're a smoker, you often cough up mucus because there are toxins that the body wants to get rid of. So if you don't change your habits, you will have this inflammation that takes, of course, energy. The body is trying to repair and repair and repair. It doesn't work. So a lot of energy is going to the immune system because of this. And then maybe later in life or before, maybe we have this chronic virus diseases. Like herpes virus, it's not causing an acute disease. We don't get really, really sick. But you know, when we have the immune system is a bit low, then we get blisters maybe on the lips or around the mouth. And so it's not a big problem, but the problem is that it takes energy from our system. So, and then maybe we get acute infection like Borrelia or Lyme disease. And also maybe we take antibiotics, maybe many times. And antibiotics is good in some, for some things, but it also make a big imbalances in us because we have so much bacteria that are really good, both on the inside and the outside. So antibiotics is causing a big stress for us, actually. So to sum up this information I have, this is just an example. It could look a little bit different, but this is how I see the cause of the chronic fatigue, that a person or a system has an amount of energy. And this could vary, of course. Maybe some persons have more energy from the beginning and some have less, but it doesn't really matter in this case. And we start with a trauma in the childhood. We have this emptiness inside that we have to deal with all the time, and this causes an amount of energy. And also this is producing the chronic inflammation in our body and imbalances in our systems that takes more energy from our body. If you have a nutrient deficiency, it can make a big imbalance and take a lot of energy for the body to cope with, tries to cope, but it's difficult. It needs energy. It requires energy. Okay. Then we have the chronic infection, like the herpes virus, takes some energy too. And then we get the Borrelia or Lyme disease or another maybe big trauma later in life. And you can see this is more than the person have. It requires more energy than the person had. The persons have had from the beginning. So this person will crash, you could say. And we can use the biofeedback system to help this client to heal, because this biofeedback device trains the body, because the body is really good at self-healing, and it needs some like a push in the right direction. So we can support the immune system. We also have to check the nutritional balances, and maybe if we can see that they are a big deficiency of some vitamin or mineral, we can tell the client, you have to take these supplements or these supplements. And we also have to go back into the brain, to the memory center, the temporal lobe, the amygdala, the hippocampus, the limbic system, to help the person and the client to take care of the emotions from the childhood, to make them more secure and to heal the system. so to say. So, thank you. If you think this was interesting and you want to know more, please go to my webpage. I started my business. I'm also a yoga teacher. So I started it as a yoga teacher. So, but you can find information here on biofeedback. You go to stotsyoga.se. You can also send me an email if you want to ask questions or book an appointment. And I am in Sweden, but you don't have to come to Sweden to do a session. It's quantum physics, so you can be anywhere. And I have a lot of distance clients, and they are happy and have good effects. So don't hesitate to contact me. And if you like this, please like and share. Thank you.